So hi, welcome to the Good Noise Podcast. We're here with Driving Underwater. We're gonna ask them some questions. I'm gonna start. Uh, what inspired you guys to start the band?
I think frustration.
Okay, that's a new one. Yeah.
um, I we had kind of started the project under a different name, and then kind of stopped to do another project, and then stopped that project because uh we we kind of found what we were lacking in that project in Driving Underwater.
Okay.
I guess more like creative control and I mean that's for me at least. I don't want to speak for everyone, but
I wasn't sure. I was waiting for all of us to just start talking at once. What was the question again?
What inspired you to start the band?
We're doing the next one?
No, it's the same question.
No.
Man.
Same question.
Oh, you said Rayanne.
The band.
Okay, so I'm
The
sorry.
band.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, for me, it's just writing music and playing with Will and G. It's just a lot of fun, and that's just kind of at the core of it for me. I do agree with what Will said though about we were jumping around from project to project a little bit before we finally kind of like found what we wanted to do together. But yeah, it's just fun.
Okay, cool.
I'm going to be honest. I missed the question because it cut out for me.
Oh,
So if you could repeat that.
Yeah. What inspired you to start the band?
Oh, I think to be back in a band, even though I'm older now, and wanting to have friends, pretty much.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. Wait, so you mentioned a project that you started before. What was the first project called, if you don't mind me asking?
So we
Uh,
yeah, if you want to go. Gee, this is all you.
I'd love to hear
I
it.
if we could just pass on that.
Well,
Oh, okay.
well, hang on. The first project was called Willie and the Shakes.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
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 The second one, yeah, we'll just pass on that.
All I'll say
Okay.
is it's a band that that doesn't belong to us, so like I wouldn't want to speak for that
Oh,
band. Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
We were kind of a part of somebody else's project. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that makes
Understand.
sense. That makes sense. I get that.
Good job, Will.
So,
Thanks.
what would you guys say is your writing process?
Um.
Cut out? Did I cut out?
No, you got it.
Okay, cool.
I don't think there's a process because we all write songs. We lyrically, all three of us write our own stuff. And then either Will or Rob will be like, "Hey, I have this guitar/bass line. What can we do with it?" And then we just hang out in Will's living room, and then it really comes together almost. If we have a new song, we pretty much have it almost written by the end of practice.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool.
Just to add to that, usually, like if Will or I write lyrics, we usually end up just writing a bass or guitar part with it. And then yeah, like G said, like G will send us lyrics sometimes too, and it's really just kind of whichever one of us gravitates towards it. We'll just, or if we have like riffs or whatever lying around that we don't know what to do with,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we'll just
okay.
put it to that and see what works. And yeah, and then it really, I'm kind of just repeating what you said, G, but
Yeah.
but yeah, at practice it usually just all comes together in a
Okay.
Yeah.
great way.
All right.
That's cool. That's cool. So, what would you guys say is the first song you wrote as a band?
Probably Runaway, right?
Runaway, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Like you didn't have any like rough drafts that you kind of like hid away.
I mean, I had a
Um,
couple songs written that we ended up using, but
Mhm.
Runaway was the first one we all wrote together. Like
Oh,
it
okay.
wasn't really an idea before that.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah, well, you had like 5
yeah, I'm
songs
pretty
ready to go.
yeah. Yeah, he had 5 songs, and then every practice he's like, all right, so I have this riff. And I was like, all right,
Wow. Yours came back with.
you sure do.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, I hadn't been in a band in a while, so I was like, how do write song? And it took me like a couple months just to figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. So does your band name have any meaning?
Uh,
No.
You guys
But,
have,
No.
do you guys have a
It was-
fake deep meaning that you give out to interviewers?
I usually like to think about it as like anxiety and stuff, but
Okay.
Okay.
it's honestly just like
yeah.
G sent us like
No.
5 names that weren't coming up on Google.
Well,
And we were like, we like that one.
Yeah.
okay.
All right, that's
Alright.
cool.
The only other name I remember typing in was Flight School, and Wiz Khalifa came up, and I was like, I don't listen to him enough to have the balls to just name
Yeah.
my band after one of his albums.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be a little awkward.
Yeah, just a little.
Like,
Just a
I don't
little
listen to him that much. It's like,
Exactly. It was just a coincidence. Just a really weird coincidence.
Makes it a tad harder to find us too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like,
can
are
see
you
how that would-
Wiz Khalifa? We are not.
We actually,
Sorry.
we're actually his best
I
friend.
am.
We live next door.
Exactly. Rayanne?
Yeah. So recently, what bands have you like all been listening to?
Ooh,
Who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Okay.
Um,
well,
Let me look at my Spotify real quick.
4 Years Strong. They
Hey.
just put out
Okay.
an album
That
that
album is so
I
good.
really love.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I've
That
been
one was
listening
good.
to them for years, but oh, it's so good.
Mhm.
That's probably what I've been listening to the most. That and Origami Angels, Somewhere City.
Okay.
I listen to that a lot too.
Okay.
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 go ahead. Yeah.
Unison ums.
Oh.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of Pup, a lot of Origami Angel as well.
Mhm.
And strangely enough, I've been listening to a lot of Aquabats today, so
Okay.
kind of all over the place.
Yeah. nothing wrong with that.
Alright.
Yeah.
That's fair.
According to my Spotify this week, I had been listening to the Pink Spiders. Today I listened solo project and Dua Lipa.
Mhm.
What else did I listen to? Apparently I listened to Missy Elliott and Sierra
Mhm.
Classic.
and Metric and Soul Line. So I'm just all over the place the more I'm looking at
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong
Yeah,
with that.
I mean, that's cool. That's cool. So, because of quarantine, have you guys been working on any new projects?
Like new
Like,
songs or just
yeah,
new
songs.
projects entirely?
Yeah, new songs.
Yes. New songs,
Yeah.
definitely.
Okay.
Because we were working on a lot of new stuff before quarantine happened, and then it's just kind of escalated from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think when we went into quarantine, I had maybe like
Oh,
one new one to show you guys, and now I have like 3.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
yeah.
That's-
Even before quarantine, we had like a whole another album and a half written.
Oh, shit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Album and a half.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
yeah.
Whoa.
Literal
We had,
Okay.
we have like a 3-song EP that's supposed to, in our plan, was supposed to come out next, and probably will still come out next. But
Mhm.
Yeah.
but yeah, then we have like
Fine,
another
is the
half.
question.
We're just-
Wow.
Okay.
yeah.
Jeez. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's exciting.
aside from like writing new music, how else have you guys been staying busy while you're stuck at home?
Animal Crossing.
Yeah, Animal
Yeah.
Crossing.
Yeah.
Wake up,
I-
go back to the grind.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Wake up. Gotta check my store. Gotta check Mabel's. Buy half of Mabel's
Gotta
store.
get my
Yeah, video games for me, and then just going on walks and riding a bike and stuff, and just trying to get outside a little bit at least.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Benny.
I bought a children's drum kit for the first act, and then I bought the ukulele.
Ooh.
So I just been around doing that, and then practicing in one of my other rooms in my apartment while the sun is out, so my neighbor can't yell at me and stuff. So when I get reunited with the guy, I can be like, "Look how much better I am."
Nice. Nice.
All right. So, this has nothing to do with quarantine, but what has been your favorite part of being an
Awesome.
Oh, Rayanne, you cut out hard.
Yeah, you cut out
Yeah.
great?
bad.
Great. That is
Yeah.
perfect. That is just great. What has been your favorite part of being in the music industry?
There you go.
There we go.
The music industry.
Music industry.
Or the DIY scene, if you want to
Ooh.
call it that.
Yeah.
I would say
It sounds so official.
Music scene. Who are we? Beyonce. It is weird to just think about it like that, but I like the show. Like, it's weird to say. I like the shows.
Okay.
Just playing for people and having people like have listened to us before the show,
Mhm.
like know the songs a little bit and just kind of like getting down to them. Like, it's just really cool.
Yeah.
and fun.
Yeah.
I would say because in previous bands I hadn't played as many house shows,
Mhm.
and when we play house shows, it just go off. Oh, it's so cool! Like I hadn't really had that much experience with that kind of atmosphere where you're like just cramped in a basement and people are, like Rob said, just really getting into your songs, even if they hadn't heard them before. Like, it's just a really cool feeling.
Okay.
Just sitting behind the kit and watching the two of them up front go off and just
Mhm.
feeding off of their energy. Like, this is happiest I've ever been playing in a
Aw.
band,
Yeah.
and the most confident I've been playing because Will and Rob they're so talented,
Stop.
and I don't understand.
Fuck, dude.
I don't get it.
I miss you, G.
Yeah, bro, it's getting wholesome up in here.
Yeah. It was,
We,
it was
we really miss each other, and we haven't seen
Yeah.
each other in weeks.
Aw.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
much.
Ouch. Dude, quarantine needs to end. You guys need to get together again.
Yeah.
It's making me sad. God.
As soon as we hear the word about like having gatherings of like 5 people or more,
Mhm.
It's
happening,
on.
man, it's happening.
Yeah.
It's on.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah, I don't even want to play a show. I just want to hang out with them.
Yeah. Play
Yeah.
Animal Crossing or whatever.
Exactly.
oh god, the dream. Play Animal Crossing in the same room.
Imagine. Oh, God. So, what is your favorite step in making music? Like, is it like writing the chords down, or is it like writing the music, like the actual lyrics? Like, what is your favorite step?
For me, it's
Um,
that moment at practice when I feel like we can all look at each other and understand exactly what we want from the song.
Okay.
Like, when I have it as a concept, it's kind of like just that thought, like, oh, this is cool, I can't wait to show them.
Mm-hmm.
And then once we all get it and we're like, all that, like, we all see the potential for it, like, that's the moment I live for writing songs.
Yeah. Okay.
I would probably have the same answer
Okay.
because
Okay.
I like when I come up with something and I'm like, that's cool. But it means a lot when like the bandmates and the people I play with and stuff are also like, that's cool.
Yeah.
So when it clicks, it's great.
I think for me, since I don't really write much on the guitar or the bass because they are both so much better at it than I am. Like if I send lyrics and within 30 minutes to an hour, one of them will send something back and they'll be lightly singing along with it, and then they'll like will have this ridiculous guitar riff, or Rob will have this weird like style bass. It did not sound that way in my head, but they made it sound so much better than like a generic 4-chord song. And I'm like, what the hell? Like I would have never thought about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
So when you're writing music, what artists are your biggest inspirations?
For me, it's definitely, I mentioned them earlier, 4 Years Strong, the Flatliners, Safe Face, just loud, noisy,
Loud, noisy.
punk and emo bands. Yeah.
Okay.
I also mentioned earlier Pup. They're one of my favorite bands right now. As well, I've been listening. I'm really into ska, so a lot of my bass lines kind of like walk around a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I've been really into like some like surf punk stuff, like Skeggs and Swimmers and others that are escaping me at the moment. But a lot of that stuff is really fun to kind of like write, like, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
I didn't hear the question, but I'm
Yeah, sorry. What would you guys like, as far back as you can remember? What was your first concert that you went to, not that you performed, that you went to?
like my very first
Yeah.
that we performed.
No, the one we went to.
The one you went to, yeah.
I don't.
For me, it was the Red Hot Chili Peppers
Ooh.
in Wachovia in Philly, or it's called Wells Fargo now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Philly. Yeah, it was like right after Stadium Arcadium came out.
Oh.
And that was sick.
That's awesome.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds like a great first concert, honestly.
Yeah.
It's a great introduction.
Mine was insane.
NSYNC. Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Mine, and I hate to say this, G, because I know like all your handles are Britney Spears #6 fan, but mine was Britney Spears.
Wow.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Britney Spears.
That's awesome.
That's why
I have like
I'm your #6 fan.
I have like a very distinct memory of going there as a child. I think my mom took me, and then we went out in the parking lot, and I, at the time, was begging for like what I didn't know was some shirt that some guy made, because then I turned it inside out, and it was like it was like REO Speedwagon or something.
No!
It was one of those shitty shirts that somebody double printed.
Yeah. Oh God.
And I still cherished it. Like I wore it
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Of course, that still hurts though.
It's
Yeah,
framed in my
it's
house
all
right now.
Yeah.
I love it.
Ouch,
Yeah, and then
dude.
after that, I just started listening to heavy punk shit. I don't know what happened.
While
my
we're on the topic of live music, Will, were you able to catch the 4 Year Strong on their last tour, like before quarantine ended? Because they were touring with Silverstein.
The last time I did not get to see that.
Okay.
The last time I
Aw.
saw them was Warped Tour like a year and a half ago, I think.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah.
So, on the topic of concerts, if you could go back to any concert or festival, since some people have been adding festivals to this, past or present, which one would you go back to? Like Woodstock, Live Aid. I don't.
Oh.
I can't think of any concerts right now. anything.
I would go. I already have my answer prepared for this moment.
Okay.
I would go
I'm
back
ready.
to back to Paramore's Riot Tour 2007 with the Almost at the Electric Factory.
Wow.
Because
Yeah.
that show went off.
hmm
My 15-year-old self was loving it. They are my favorite band,
hmm
and that everyone says that Brand New Eyes is their best album. But first off, they've never put out a bad. But like Riot was that album where I was like, oh, shit. Like, from start to finish, it's just hard, and that's how I learned how to drum. Like,
Wow.
like that album is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a My Chemical Romance at the Trocadero in like 2008, and the only reason I know about such a specific concert I never went to is because MTV2 filmed it and aired it. And when I was really into My Chemical Romance, I was like, I listened to them in middle school and high school, like everyone else, and then for some reason in 2016 I like fell in love with them again.
Okay, yeah,
and
yeah.
became like I became like a huge fan.
Mhm.
Again, for some reason, I don't know why 2016 was the year, but that's when it hit.
Yeah.
So I
It
watched.
happened to all of us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably the best of us, I don't know.
It hit, and I just watched those clips from that concert at the Troc
Mhm.
over and over again because it's like I have been in that room.
Just went out that show.
and it was, I think it was like on the right after like Black Parade came out, so they were like
Oh.
in
They
the
were
outfits
playing
and
it.
shit and really
And
big.
they were
Yeah,
playing the
yeah,
album
yeah.
Like-
full, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it would have been fucking sick.
Golden Age. Yeah. Did you get tickets for their reunion?
Yes.
You did.
G and I both did. I've never seen them before, so I was really looking forward to this. And there hasn't been any word on the North American dates,
Yeah.
It's all.
but it's coming.
Oh
It's
yeah,
coming. Oh, yeah, it's
definitely,
coming.
definitely.
What do you have tickets for? Like,
It,
what date?
it's gonna hurt so bad.
I think they only have the one. We're going to Philly,
Oh, you
and I
guys
think
got
they only had
tickets
the
for
one Philly date.
Yeah, they only
Yeah.
have one Philly date because like my
Mhm.
girlfriend was trying to get tickets for Philly, and she was like freaking out because the website kept breaking.
It was a nightmare.
Yeah, like I kept on trying 4, and the website kept breaking. I got tickets for night 1 in Jersey, but the website like
Yeah.
broke. So
Oh.
yeah,
Yeah. G's wife and I were texting back and forth because we were the only ones able to try and get them.
Uh-huh.
So
Mhm.
we were just
Oh.
texting back and forth all day in like waiting rooms, and the site keeps crashing and shit, and it was a nightmare.
Yeah.
And we eventually got them, but
I'm
then
glad you guys got them.
all this happened. So I'm not even
Yeah,
sure what's
yeah.
happening with it now.
Yeah.
The most stressful group text I'd ever been a part of.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, it was. G would chime in to the chaos that Jen and I were yelling at each other, just like, "You guys got it.
yeah.
You got this."
That was easily the most stressful ticket buying experience I've ever had. Right
Oh,
there.
it's terrible.
Yeah, it was horrible. Before we move on, Will, do you have an answer?
I don't really. I can't think of anything super specific.
Okay.
Okay. Well, it doesn't have
yeah.
to be specific. Just be like an era or whatever. It doesn't have to be like this show, this specific venue, this year. It can be. But...
The couple that came back
It doesn't
came
have
to
to be like
mind.
my answer.
I guess the couple that came to mind was because I'll keep saying their name. 4 Year Strong is like probably, if not my favorite, one of my favorite, like top 3.
Tage.
If I could relive the first time I saw them live, just to feel that again, that would be cool.
Okay. Yeah.
But also just as a Queen fan and having watched the movie again recently, like
Mhm.
as far as like a concert I could have never been a part of but would have loved to have seen was their Live Aid performance. Like that
Definitely.
would have been cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I get that.
So what are the top 3 songs for you guys to perform live?
Ooh.
That's a tough one.
Yeah. The Dead Air.
Empty
For
Air,
me,
Empty Air.
I'll start. I
There.
Oh no, someone left.
Right, there you go.
Yeah, she has to go.
Okay. Tongues, because I attempt to like break my back and neck every time I play that song.
Oh, okay.
It's just a weird whipping motion I do with my body that's involuntary at this point.
Okay.
But
Oh, wow. Okay.
On and on is really fun. And then maybe not. Maybe not.
Okay. All right. All right.
Okay, I'll go. I was gonna say probably tongues, mirrors, and 7 years. 7 years, I feel like is a fun one for me because I just get to be loud.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
That's always a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, mirror and Rush, I think, are my top three to perform.
Okay.
Just because they're fun. I mean, they're all
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. I'd hope they are.
Yeah.
I was like, you're up there just like, God,
I fucking
this
hate
again.
This song. Yeah, this fucking
Oh.
song again.
Like, how long is this
God damn, it goes on forever.
God.
Sorry, my dog and cat are fighting right now. That's why I keep looking
Oh
on
my
the
God.
screen.
It's alright. It's okay.
It's okay.
They're okay.
All right. Good to know that they're okay.
Yeah.
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 Finn and Ham, or Finn and
No,
Ellie.
Finn and Ellie. Yeah.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
God, Ellie.
God, classic Ellie.
Oh my God.
Even the kid-
Sounds like her.
There's Finn.
Oh my God.
That's my wife.
Ellie.
So, what is your dream venue to play in? Like, the top of the list, bucket list venue.
Um,
All I can think of are Philly venues.
yeah.
It's fair.
I love. Oh, gee, were you starting? I'm sorry.
I have an answer, but you can continue.
Okay. I think you're a little behind. So every time I start talking, then you start. It's all right. Anyway, I love the Union Transfer
Ooh.
as a venue. It like aesthetically, I just like it a lot too. But like that sounds real nice there, and yeah, I haven't had a bad experience there. I love to play the Union Transfer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I was also gonna say Union Transfer.
Oh.
Just get my
Alright.
answer out of the way.
I
Spotlight's on
can't
you.
tell if Will is done talking.
Oh no, I'm done.
Who's done?
You done?
Yes.
Okay. Since Union Transfer, I guess.
Okay.
Well, actually, this is my answer. I was just being dramatic. The TLA, because that was the first place I saw Paramore at,
Okay.
and I don't know why I'm like,
Okay.
Got some obsession with Paramore, bro, and I respect it. I respect
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Yeah, nothing wrong
Like-
with that.
Exactly. This wasn't like 5 Finger Death Punch or something.
I just don't
Yeah.
get
Boy, I'm
everything
gonna
was
beat the hell
done.
out of you. I don't appreciate the slander.
Sorry, he likes 5 Finger Death Punch.
F8's a good album. You're just tasteless, bro. I don't know.
Sure.
Like you listen to One Direction, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, hey,
Yeah, if we're gonna start throwing
we're
shade.
moving on. We're
This
moving
became a very different podcast.
Dude, we're moving on. Shane,
That's
this is your
all.
question.
Plain left.
All right. Gloria's gonna cut her camera in 2 seconds and call it. It's coming. She does that every single time. Okay, back to the questions.
Yeah.
Where do you guys see the band in the next 5 years?
Hopefully out of quarantine.
Yeah, I'd hope so. God. Oh Oh god, dude.
Uh,
Please.
um. I'm not sure. Still playing shows. Still writing.
Okay.
In terms of goals, I guess just playing like larger venues in Philly area and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe doing like weekend tours or like maybe week tours, something like that. We all like day jobs and stuff.
Mhm.
So
Right.
and we're really just kind of in this for the fun of it, and we just like playing with each other. So yeah, just kind of doing more of what we're doing now, I guess, would be my answer. I don't know what you guys would say, but I don't want to speak for Will and G.
Okay.
I would hope that in 5 years maybe we would have like a group chiropractor since we'll all be like 33, 34.
Mhm.
And
God.
maybe
I'm literally never. Okay. Okay, yeah. Group chiropractor. Sounds
Typically, it's
great.
like, playing Madison Square Garden. No, yeah.
Exactly, no.
Group chiropractor.
Chiropractor.
Like
Yeah.
that would be a green room requirement is
Yeah.
somebody to like
You know,
help us stretch out and stuff.
our,
before-
our
Yeah.
we're so bad. Touring would be cool now that we're locked up. I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have taken everything for granted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
So we do this thing where we ask our last band that we interviewed a question to ask you guys. So this question comes from Heart to Gold. Who are you and why are you here?
Who did it come from?
Heart to Gold.
Heart to gold.
Heart to Gold.
Who are we and why are we here?
Yeah.
We're getting deep.
You
on
could
the
either make it
podcast
like
here.
a really deep
Oh.
answer, or it could be like, "Oh, my name's," be like, "I don't know why I'm here."
And I'm here because I was forced against my will.
like on the
Um,
or on the podcast.
we're on the
I don't know
podcast.
what answer he wanted, but
Yeah, I
like,
don't-
I don't.
I'm Rob, and I'm trying my best.
Me too. Me too.
Oh my god!
Shit.
I mean, honest.
I don't know if that answers why, but this is what I'm doing.
It's good enough.
Trying my
you know?
best, getting through it.
Exactly.
I'm Will, and I'm all about the riffs, baby.
Okay. Yeah. Great.
All about the riffs.
Exactly. Only the riffs.
Only the
That's
riffs.
Only the riffs.
Alright.
Gee, I don't know why I'm here. I'm just sitting back and watching TV and losing it.
Okay.
Me too.
Alright.
Actually, that's me, yeah. So
Good
typically,
answers.
yeah, typically my segue into this question is, we're gonna move away from music, but we've clearly already done that. So we're gonna move
Yeah,
right on
we've
to-
been long gone.
yeah, we're gonna move on to Death Row.
Yeah.
If
Okay.
you were on Death Row, what would your last meal be and why?
And
Okay.
drink. Don't forget drinks. Everybody forgets drinks. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
It's a pet peeve of hers.
It is. It's like whatever. Yeah.
I think if I was on death row, would be my mom's homemade pork chops
Ooh.
with
Okay.
a side. And to drink, I would have a Malibu Bay Breeze.
Ooh.
And I would definitely want a knife and fork so I could cut them up into little pieces
Okay.
and savor every bite.
Yeah, that's fair. It can drag on. Yeah.
Exactly.
Will you go next? I'm still thinking.
Okay.
It's a very hard question. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We have harder questions, I promise.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go the family cooking route as well
Okay.
and say grandma's ravioli
Ooh.
and a tall glass of white grape juice. Because
Ooh,
for whatever reason, ever since I was a kid, and I don't. It's not like I have it all the time, but I don't know.
It's different when you
Yeah.
do.
That would just be a good like
Nice.
goodbye drink.
Ouch.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, adios.
That was
If I could get it in a sippy cup to like top it all off, that would be pretty cool.
okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't know why this was so hard. Penny with vodka sauce.
Okay.
Okay.
The meal.
All right. Let's do this.
And then drink. I'll get a Capri Sun.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Hell yeah!
Okay.
What flavor though?
Oh, damn. You called my bluff. I haven't had a Capri Sun in years.
Exactly. See? We got like
Fruit punch. Yeah, fruit punch.
Okay,
Classic.
there you go. Classic.
Classic.
It's
Exactly.
the first
Exactly.
one you named off
Original.
Corey.
You gotta be specific then.
Which will mix, and now that I'm thinking about it, it's going to mix real well with that vodka sauce.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, it's not like you're coming
See-
back anyway. It's your last
Exactly,
meal. It's not
exactly.
after this.
Yeah.
Like, you eat it and you're toast.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
true. I don't have to deal with that stomach ache.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
See? So, if you could live in any fictional world for a week, where would you live?
Star Wars, 100%.
Okay.
I have an
Okay.
answer for this too.
All his life, he's been waiting. And he died.
Oh my god. Wait, for Star Wars, would you be like a Sith or a Jedi? Or like a bystander? Just like,
Oh,
Just there.
nah, I'd want to be Obi-Wan Kenobi, or like
Obi-Wan
be
Kenobi, okay.
be like Obi-Wan Kenobi, I guess. 'cause
Okay, so,
nobody
like-
can be Obi-Wan Kenobi.
yeah, so like his Padawan or something. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Is that
just
the right-
less whiny than Anakin. You know?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'd hope so, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd hope so. Yeah.
You go first. I have something in my throat.
It's okay.
Empty air.
Empty air. Sorry.
G, did you go or am I going? I don't.
Is it my
Alright,
turn?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, go
It's your
ahead.
turn.
Is it alright if I have two answers?
Pardon
Two
me?
answers.
Two answers.
Okay.
Is it okay?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would either want to live in Degrassi or or I would want to live in the universe where Killing Eve takes place.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right.
Alright, good. Cool.
What
Just
if
to
you
watch
could have
from afar,
both,
G.
Like-
I'd probably pick. Oh, sorry. Well,
though? No, I was like, what if you could have both though? Like,
I'll just mix the worlds.
yeah. Like, what if they
Oh.
are the same universe?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
shit.
I never thought about that.
Yeah.
it's true. Most of Killing Eve takes place in like Europe, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they are.
I don't know. Just
They are.
wishful thinking, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. Fictional world, bro. You can mix them all together. all you
And
want.
then
Oh my god.
My answer would be Parks and Rec.
Okay.
Oh my god, I was thinking Parks and
Yeah,
Ah,
the new
Oh my god.
April 30th.
April
Mark your calendars.
30th. Yeah.
can't believe we're getting a new one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Time.
yeah,
Thank god.
I don't care if they're all at home. I'll watch it.
Me too. Yeah, yeah. Thank god. Finally. Thank god.
All right. And for the last question, the most important question, what's your
Most
favorite
important
color?
Favorite color. Be specific.
Specific.
Specific. Yep.
Aqua.
Okay.
Aqua. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Aqua.
that blue green.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
Yeah,
forest
maybe all
green.
right there.
Ooh, nice dark. Brown and dark.
Jesus, this gun's is killing me.
I need to know.
Oh my gosh.
Come to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your favorite color?
Oh, you all keep cutting out. Red.
Oh,
Red.
Red.
All right.
okay. All right.
Correct.
Okay. So that's all the questions we have for you guys. Is there anything you want to plug?
Plug.
Plug.
But,
Cut out. Plug. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
If you haven't yet, listen to our album Emotional Commitment, please.
Yes.
it's streaming everywhere. On all the streaming things.
All the streaming,
This
is-
Spotify,
all the
Apple
streaming.
Music.
Literally, this is literally about as good as it is when we're like performing somewhere and we're like, we have stuff on internet.
We have stuff in places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Places of the internet.
Go find it.
Yeah. Wild journey. There'll be links down in the description to whatever I can find. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
like Spotify, Bandcamp, website, whatever you guys have, Twitter.
Mhm.
There's actually a map to our Twitter that's buried.
Oh my god.
No, but we are on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. So you can follow us there. I think it's Driving Underwater Band. At least on Instagram, it is.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
If not
something like
that, then just driving underwater.
Yeah, it should come up. That's why we
I'm
chose
sure
it.
it'll pop up.
Yeah.
You'll find it.
Exactly.
So this was Driving Underwater, and we're the Good Noise Podcast.